Hey, and welcome to this week's video blog. I'm going to have one on China. Just came back from the Shanghai Auto Show, so stay tuned for that. I want to let you know that there's a program that goes right across the country. It's starting in British Columbia at the end of June and then travels all the way to the East Coast. It's called Kartstart. Now, this might not be exactly for you, but it's probably for somebody you know. If you know if there's a kid out there over the age of 10, basically between the ages of 10 and 16, that would like to get behind the wheel of a go-kart with personal instruction and learn the basics of driving, the gas, the brake, and the steering. It's a lot of fun. And what they're doing is this system is called Kartstart, and it travels right across the country. They put kids in and they do sessions in the morning. You get lunch, and then the parents get to go in the Toyota cars with the Star safety system and experience all the safety features that a modern car has. So the analogy is to get a kid in a car early gives them a huge advantage when it comes time for them to really learn how to drive, maybe 5-6 years down the road. So Kartstart is going right across the country, and when you go to the website kartstart.ca, when you're filling in the entry form, type in Zack, Z-A-C-K, to the promo code, and you save 20 bucks. And that brings the price down to $59. So it's a really good deal. You get to go with the kids go-karting in the morning, you get lunch, and then you get the Star Safety System demonstration, and you get to test drive the cars in the afternoon. It's a great deal. So if you're not really of age, if you're not between 10 and 16, make sure you let somebody know. It's a lot of fun and might as well take advantage. All right to the questions. Ryan Rausch, I think is how you say the last name. Can you explain the way CPO works? It's my understanding that CPO simply means the car has been inspected. In the case of BMW, CPO means it's been inspected and you get 2 years extended warranty. We should probably stop here for a second. CPO means Certified Pre-Owned Warranty. CPO, Certified Pre-Owned. That means it's a used car. The extended warranty covers less than the standard bumper-to-bumper warranty, and you have to pay a deductible each time you visit the dealer for a service call. Many online forums are split 50-50 on the value of a CPO. Some people say save your money. I say if you're buying a BMW that's coming up to the end of its regular 4-year warranty, make sure it has a CPO. I've owned BMWs and I like to be covered. So if you're thinking in this particular case of a CPO car, I would definitely get it. They usually cost more, but here's the good news. If a year down the road, you don't want to keep that car anymore, you can sell it and you get a premium because you have that CPO warranty. All right, the next one comes from Dave Houston. He says, does it matter anymore where a car is made? If the Golf is Mexican made, is it of lesser quality than one that's made in Germany? I don't believe so. The amount of money that these car companies are pumping into these production plants is amazing. I have not visited the Pueblo plant in Mexico. I understand they've spent billions of dollars upfitting that factory. And I have visited the Chattanooga factory where they make the Passat, and they're going to be making the big 7-passenger Volkswagen full-size SUV. So that definitely is state-of-the-art and uber modern. And the same thing for the plants that are here in Canada. You look at the Toyota plant that's in Cambridge, Ontario. They also make Lexus there. It was the first plant ever to have a Lexus made outside of Japan. Honda has the Honda has the CRV plant that spreads cars all over the country, and the Civic. And you just have to look at the quality of those cars, and they rank right near the very top. So I don't think it matters anymore. Vince Garnier says, quick question for you. I was wondering if you pay a security deposit at the dealer when you lease a vehicle, do you get it back on the lease return? Yes. So the deposit is there just in case the car comes back and it's got some damage and they want to keep some of that money to make sure that the car is, scraped bumpers, curbed wheels, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, they're keeping that back. The thing is, if you take over somebody's lease, like at Lease Busters, and you hold that piece of paper, that lease, and the return date, you get the money back. The person that put the deposit down doesn't get it back. So yes, if you put a security deposit on a lease, you get the money back at the end. Simple question. James Chu, I have a question for you. I'm thinking of modding a Mark 6 or Mark 7 Volkswagen Golf GTI. I'm interested in chipping the car. It seems like an affordable way to gain 50 horsepower and 80 foot-pounds of torque. An APR chip costs about $700. It'll make a Mark 6 GTI on par with the Mark 6 Golf R, minus the all-wheel drive, of course, and the same thing for the Mark 7. The Mark 7 GTI will be close to the Mark 7 Golf R. Do you think it's worth the time and money? I read reviews from drivers that say it's like a night and day from a performance perspective, but I'm not a fan of heavily modded cars. I just want some extra power for driving pleasure. All these manufacturers say it won't avoid the warranty and the dealer cannot detect it. Your thoughts, yay or nay? That's James in Toronto. Well, the warranty thing, I'd be very leery of. When a chip manufacturer says, oh yeah, no problem, it's not going to avoid your warranty, I would bet that it does. What you sometimes get, I know with BMW, with Dynon, is they have a parallel warranty that goes along with your regular warranty. If anything happens because of the engine, they cover it instead of BMW. Lots of people use these chips and are very happy with them. They do make a huge difference. I have driven 335 BMW with the Dynon chip, and it's like night and day. So it really comes down to your threshold, whether you're willing to take that chance or not. But yeah, I have a neighbor actually who's got a Golf R and has chipped it. So I'll have to ask him about how he likes it. It really comes down to whether you're willing to take that risk or not. I would do a lot more research to find out about if you are covered, if anything should happen to the car. Dave Dunn writes, Dave Dunn, the Dunner, regular says, hey Zach, here's a great Canadian question. Why does almost every other country in the world have a car brand but Canada? It still boggles the mind. Why is that? You know what? We are such a small country right next to a huge country. Pierre Trudeau years ago used to say it's like an elephant and a mouse. The elephant rolls over and squishes the mouse. And we have had car brands all together really quite small. But what's happening with our trade agreement and the way Canada has been so integrated with the United States on pretty much everything. For Americans who are watching this video blog, do you know who your largest trading partner is? It's not some other country, it's your hoser friends to the north. We're your biggest trading partner and you're our biggest trading partner. So stuff is going back and forth across the border every single day. So you know what? You can't say, why doesn't Canada have a brand? Well, we don't have a car brand, but we have a car industry. And it's very integrated with the United States. I mentioned earlier those factories that make those import brands, those transplants as they call them. Toyota, Lexus, Honda. We have we had Suzuki for a while down in Ingersoll, Ontario, along with General Motors, Ford. And there's been huge amounts of money spent in these factories to upgrade them. So I don't know. I don't really worry about it. Do I really care whether the car is made in Canada? I don't care. Here's a perfect example. The full-size trucks that General Motors has. The chief engineers are Canadian. There's so many Canadians in the domestic manufacturers and the import manufacturers, design and engineering. I don't really care. Hung Ta says, do you watch other car reviewers, TV or on YouTube? Are there any that you like or recommend? Here's the thing. I've been doing this for almost 25 years. And the one thing I've learned is I don't like to watch or read anybody else's review of a vehicle that I haven't reviewed yet. I don't want to have their impression about the car on me. Here's another thing that might surprise a lot of you. When I pick up a car, if I don't know all the specifics about a car before I get it, I don't look them up until after I've driven the car. Because what I want to do is I want to make my impressions of the car, and then I want to go and look up stuff about the car, and I often will go, yeah, you know what, that makes sense, and it's because of this and that. It seems a little bit backwards to some people, but it's the way I've been doing it. I get my impression of the car, what I like about the car, and often then I'll go and read up about it after the fact, which might seem a little contradictory. Same thing for other reviewers and TV programs. I like to watch the reviews and read the reviews after I've already done mine. So that's one thing I do. So I don't want anybody else's opinion to taint mine. Do I have any other car reviewers that I like? Off the top of my head, the thing is, you have to read everybody's opinion on a car. Don't just take mine as the only one. Go out and read a bunch of them, and you will decide who you trust and who you think has credibility and who you think is just, regurgitating the manufacturer's press release. Because there's a lot of car reviewers, take it from me, who take the manufacturer's press release and kind of change it around a little bit and spit it out as a review. So go and decide for yourself is my best advice. And do what I do. If you're test driving a car, test drive it, then go and read a bunch of reviews. Maybe do it backwards. Last question comes from Phil Watson. What's your opinion on using mid-grade or regular gas in a vehicle that recommends premium fuel? If you're not expecting any spirited driving, can you just run regular if you don't need the extra horsepower, for example, commuting during the winter? Here's my thing on this is always the case. If you're buying a car that requires premium fuel or recommends premium fuel, put premium fuel in it. Yes, you can run a lower grade fuel. The computer will compensate the timing to make sure there's no knocking. But there is a big difference in the performance of a higher performance engine without regular gas. One example though is Subaru with the Forester. With the turbo, they said you can run, they haven't designed it this way, you can run the premium, say you're driving through the mountains and you're going up hills and you want to have all that extra power. But if you're not, you can run regular grade fuel in it, but you're not going to get the output. But if you're asking me, you buy a car that requires premium fuel, put the premium fuel in it, get the most out of the engine, and know that you're putting the right thing into the car. There's some great products out there that don't require premium fuel, like the Mustang GT, 400 plus horsepower, regular fuel. The new Volkswagen Golf with a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, regular gas. These things make a big deal, especially every single time when you're getting an extra ding of about 10 cents a liter to fill it up. That's all the time we have. If you want to sign up, make sure you go to Motormouth Canada, click on that page there to get all the feeds. And if you want to ask a question, Motormouth Canada is the best way to do it. That's it, that's all. See you next time.